This is Blenheim Palace, a site synonymous with the history of Sir Winston Churchill. But did you know this place played a vital role in the opening months of World War I? When war was declared in August 1914, Europe was thrown into crisis. Britain, obliged to defend her allies, deployed troops to the continent almost immediately. But within weeks, injured officers and soldiers returned to England, and soon locations were needed to house these men, makeshift hospitals equipped to deal with the traumas of modern battle. I've come to Blenheim Palace, which was in the opening stages of the conflict, a site used as one such hospital for Britain's injured soldiers.
So the 9th Duke of Marlborough, who was the present Duke's great-grandfather, decided to organise a convalescent hospital here, and it started in about September, October 1914, and it lasted until the 31st of May 1915.
Would people be surprised to know that it was so soon? I mean, how much action begins immediately in the war?
Well, there must have been quite a lot of action, and if you remember, they thought it would all be over by Christmas. And certainly the records show that people had shrapnel wounds, gunshot wounds. Some of them had frostbite, strangely enough, but all sorts of ailments. It wasn't a surgical hospital, it was very much a convalescent place.
It was inside this very library those sent to Blenheim to convalesce spent their days.
And something that always amuses me as well, there were clearly a couple of people that couldn't behave themselves, and Sister Munn had them transferred to another unit or another hospital for insubordination or bad behaviour. So there was the occasional bit of trouble in paradise as well, I think. But generally, it was just a very happy, very peaceful place.
Nowadays, the palace, which is still home to the current Duke of Marlborough, attracts millions of visitors each year. But most come here to learn more about a Prime Minister, often associated with another conflict altogether, Sir Winston Churchill.
But during the First World War, he started out as First Lord of the Admiralty. And of course, after the disaster at Gallipoli, he resigned that post and he went back to the trenches. And a few years ago, a colleague of mine found a letter from Winston Churchill. He'd travelled to the trenches to find the son of his cousin, the 9th Duke. And it's a wonderfully evocative letter and talks about finding him in the trenches and how pleased he was to see Winston Churchill, etc. And the fact that he couldn't get his hands on any port and didn't drink whiskey, and so was for the time being a teetotaler.
Documents charting Blenheim's time as a war hospital are held in the palace's vast archive, but have been made available to visitors passing through its doors this summer. It's a single but crucial chapter in the long history of one of England's finest stately homes. James Wharton, BFBS Forces News, Blenheim Palace. Thanks for watching. For more from Forces News, like and subscribe to our channel.